What is up, everybody? RandomRandomMan here, bringing you my review for Hidden Fences. Sorry, I was thinking of something else. If you saw this year's Golden Globes, you'll understand why I said that. Anyway, I am bringing you my review for Hidden Figures. Based on the novel of the same name written by Margot Lee Shetterly, the plot basically follows three African-American women played by Taraji P. Henson, Octavia Spencer, and Janelle Monáe as they work at NASA in the early 1960s in Hampton, Virginia, where they face segregated difficulties while trying to get work done in getting the first Americans into space. Going into this film, I didn't necessarily know what to expect in a good way because I've never read the book this film is based off of, nor have I really ever heard anything about these women in history classes in the past or just by general knowledge. So it was up to the cast and just the strength on this true story to get me involved within this flick. What I can say about these cast members recruited for this film, they are all extraordinary. Taraji P. Henson plays one of the mathematicians who is the sole anchor of this film, in my opinion, as she gets the most focus within the story. She is wonderful in this film. I think that she brought a lot of gutsy attitude with the personality she has to display in having such a brilliant young mind. Octavia Spencer plays another mathematician and a supervisor. She's stupendous in this film. The real surprise between the three leads, though, is Janelle Monáe as an aspiring engineer. I really only known her before this film for her music. I do like her music, but I'm really surprised that she is a competent actress. More than competent, she is actually terrific. The rest of the supporting cast are up to par with our three leads. Kevin Costner plays the director of the NASA program. It's really nice to see him on screen. Kirsten Dunst plays a supervisor for these women, and she can come off as a bit unlikable at times, mainly because her character is a product of the time, but I thought she did a nice job. Jim Parsons from The Big Bang Theory, he was fine. I mainly saw him as just playing his character from The Big Bang Theory, Sheldon, onto the big screen. He's kind of unlikable at times here too, but he was serviceable in what his role was. Basically, I think everyone in this film does a well above average job. They all really stunned me with their performances. The writing here is what brought a lot of engagement for me within this film. This is a movie based on a true story, and this could very much just come off as a history lesson of sorts. Not this film, though. From the very first scene, we get a bit of an introduction to Taraji P. Henson's character, while also segueing into meeting Octavia Spencer and Janelle Monáe within their parts. The way we even see our characters interact with everyone else, they have excellent chemistry, but they also really dive us into the world of the early 1960s within the South, where the civil rights movement very much was starting to get ahead and racial segregation was still active. That element of adding the racial segregation in there was never too much nor too little. It was just enough to get the story going while also pushing the motivations of our main characters through the forefront, as we not only see them try to overcome obstacles based on their race, but also for being women in this field too, as not that many women at this time worked within space travel or NASA. This was really inspiring to see. The way the characters bounce off of each other, the way the production design, the costumes, how this film all looks. I really felt like I was back within this era. The film is seamlessly edited. The direction by Theodore Melfi is nicely understated, but also never too much to really show that we are watching a film, as I was always suckered in. I also have to give a special mention to the score of this film, composed by the likes of Hans Zimmer and Pharrell Williams. It really gets you pumped up to see what else would happen within this movie, especially with the track Running, which is prevalent throughout this film. This all clocked in a film that is about a little over 2 hours, but I never necessarily got bored. I did feel the running time a little bit towards the end, but that, to the movie's advantage, is when the plot gets more exciting and we get to the climax of the movie. The only issues I really could say I have with this film mainly involve minor things. There is a romantic subplot involving Taraji P. Henson's character and the character played by Mahershala Ali, who shows up in this film. While the romance between them was nice, I felt that it could have been cut down a little bit just to tighten the pacing and running time a little bit more. Nothing against Mahershala Ali, fine actor. I just wish that wasn't played up as much. Really, there's nothing much for me to complain about other than the fact that I was wildly entertained by this film. Nominated for 3 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Adapted Screenplay, and Best Supporting Actress for Octavia Spencer. This movie really does deserve all the love that it is getting. Personally, I would have liked to seen Janelle Monáe get nominated for Best Supporting Actress. Nothing against Octavia Spencer in this film. She is fantastic, but Monáe was the standout for me once again. I think the way the writing is put together, the overall look and feel of this movie is just that, a feel-good film. Recently, it just won the SAG Award for Best Cast, which is often the predictor for what would win the Oscar for Best Picture. And if this movie did indeed win Best Picture, I wouldn't be entirely opposed to that, as this is a story that more people, regardless of their background, should get to know. It's not necessarily my favorite to win the Oscar for Best Picture, but that shouldn't stop you from seeing this movie if you haven't already. This movie now is released at a time that is more relevant than ever, as well, obviously the Oscars are a few weeks away and it's nominated for 3 of them, but it is also now Black History Month as we are in February, and seeing this film, you will get to learn a little nice slice of history that more people should know about. I love this film. I highly recommend it. My final verdict for Hidden Figures is 4.5 out of 5 stars. Thank you all, as always, for watching. Be sure to like this video, comment on what you thought of Hidden Figures, subscribe to my channel for more, and I'll catch you on the next movie review.